Over the top, we're advancing down this right side. He cuts in, hands the shot.
Oh, yes!
Hello and welcome back to another episode as part of Borderline Glory. Still here with 1860 Munich, and in today's episode we have got two pretty big games, to be honest. The first one against Schalke, that'll be a massive game against a very historic German club, and then we go and play in the DFB Pokal against Arminia, Bielefeld. If we're going to take a look at how our season has gone so far, pretty good in all honesty. We started here in this game against Dusseldorf, which was obviously a very, very good performance. We had a 1-1 draw there against Saarbrücken, a 4-0 win away from home. Lugiki getting 4 goals in that game. A completely rotated team did very, very well in that one there. We played against Heidenheim, a 3-2 win. A draw against Arminia Bielefeld, who we will play against today, but this time it will be at home, so hopefully that can help us out. We got wins against Ulm, St. Pauli, and Eintracht Braunschweig, a 2-0 win there, as you can see, but some losses as well to Nuremberg and Dynamo Dresden as well. But we are currently in third place, in a very good position, 8 games, 17 points. Obviously we had that loss to Dynamo Dresden, but 17 points from our first 8 games is very, very impressive indeed. A similar start to last year. Now if this can maintain as we go into the mid-section of the season, then maybe we'll stay, maybe we won't. Let's take a look at the vacancies and what's going on there. Is there any at the moment? It does not look like there is any at the moment, but there is quite a few insecure jobs, particularly here. Could be quite interesting in Belgium, a couple in France as well. We could be looking at for potential moves away, but not the priority right now. But if we start to drop off a little bit, maybe time to go, because maybe we have hit our limit here with 1860 Munich. But we are going to go into this DFB Pokal game today. Hopefully we can get a win in that, because maybe we'll have a little run in us, who knows. But first, it's a game against Schalke. Let's go and see if we can get a massive win away from home. It's 3rd versus 4th place in this game. So the team for this game against Schalke starts with Darn in goal, backline of Verlat, Voet and Svetinovic. We've got Musonda, Jacobsen, Christensen, Dan Huff in the middle, Kinsombi comes in on the left, Philip on the right, and Wilhelmsson. 5 goals already for the season, starting up top again. It's kick-off here in this game against Schalke. We're looking to try and get a win, get up to 20 points already for the season, which obviously with it being a reduced amount of teams in this league, 20 points is basically, I'm not going to lie, guaranteeing us survival. I think we need what was it last year, like 30 at most. So I mean, if we continue that the way we are, we will have that done in like 15 games, which would just be ridiculous, to be honest. And who knows what will have us for us in this season. Maybe we can go and start a bit of a promotion push. That would be very, very interesting. Maybe go and spend a bit of time in that Bundesliga should we get there, but we will just really have to see what goes on in this mid part of the season now as injuries start to affect us. I mean, Jakob is out now for quite a few days and weeks even. There's just going to be issues that will come up. We've got to prepare for them. It's inevitable that they will come up, but when they do, we'll have to see how we can manage them, and if we can't, then it's probably a case of we've hit our limit here with 1860 Munich and it's time to move on to another club. But we'll have to take a look at offers as well. If there's a right offer that comes up, then that's what we'll have to consider really. But who knows, let's just go and appreciate the games that we have today. A good game against Schalke and then Arminia Bielefeld, to see if we can go and get into the 3rd round of the DFB Pokal, which the 3rd round is already quite deep. I think it might be a quarter-final maybe, or it might be a round of 16. I'm not really too sure. That is a good goal at the near post really for Schalke, but I mean, how has that managed to get through really? It's gone to the near post and then just first time it's been absolutely leathered through. I don't know how that's managed to happen there, but what can you do about it really as we go 1-0 up, or 1-0 down I should say, in this game, and we'll look to try and get that goal back in the remaining parts of it. But obviously, as we said, it's a 3rd place versus 4th place game here, an away game against a good opposition. I would say this is probably the hardest away game we have, or the hardest game even we probably have all season. So if we can go and get a result, then we might have a very good campaign ahead of us. If not, then we'll have to see. But it's 3rd versus 4th. Here's Jacobsen into the middle. Can anyone get that in there? No one's able to get a foot in the end. This is so Schalke will go up to 3rd place now. We will probably drop a little bit with all the other teams playing as well. 2 losses in a row is not what you want, really. It's not ideal. We moved to 5th place there, but we need to be getting good results against teams like this if we want to go and make a good effort into getting into those top spots and potentially getting that promotion to the Bundesliga. So we'll have to see, really. The team is still getting settled. Obviously we have some nailed on starters and some different players. Obviously Svetanovic doing very well coming into this team. Doric as well has made some appearances, but not getting as nailed on as maybe we'd want him to. He's not necessarily meant to get into this team straight away, because we do have 2 very capable midfielders in Jacobson and Christiansen, but I think if he's got the quality, there's no reason why we can't go on and bring him into this team. So we will just have to decide and go and see what we can go and do with him in this team. 50 minutes gone here in this game. We're going to go look to see what we can do in the remaining parts of it. We'll look to go a bit more attacking. We can make some change. I think the team is just in a bit of a static state at the moment, so we'll have to see how we can go and get that out of get them out of that position. A result here would definitely help with that, but it's just like not much is coming together for us really at the moment. So there's 30 minutes remaining, or just over 30 minutes, to try and go and get that goal, whether that comes in the form of some changes or just waiting it out. We'll have to see. Kinsombi comes into his team today as a starting player. He has been making his sub appearances. The attacking players it's still finding it a bit hard to really get a lot out of them, but we've had a very good start for Wilhelmsen. But apart from that, no one's really hit the ground running as much this year. Philip has obviously been quite consistent, but it's difficult to find that type of player, that standout player. It's not come, not even in the form of Musonda really yet. So we'll have to continue to develop that, and maybe in the remaining part of this game bring some players out who could have that impact that we want to go and find. 60 minutes gone. It's all Schalke here in this game. It is very, very frustrating that we cannot go and get into it. It's down this right hand side. We've got to be covering a little bit better there. We obviously have Musonda defending there, and then Kinsombi ahead of him, trying to put that pressure on, but we've got to be doing a little bit better there in terms of defending. Darn is forced into a save. I think we've got to go and make some early changes here in this game. We're going to have to. I'm going to leave Wilhelmsen on, Kinsombi off. I'm going to bring Froling on as a bit of a channel midfielder, Scholes on as well down that right hand side. I may make a midfield change in a little bit. I don't think the midfield is particularly the problem here in this game. I think it is going down the wings, but if we do get caught out being overrun a little bit in the midfield, that's where the changes can come. We'll go and look to make some of those now. Christiansen off. I'm going to bring Doric on into the middle there, and then do we make another attacking change here? We already have made quite a few. I'm going to bring Philip off and bring Boyo Karslan on to go and see what he can do in the remaining part of this game. Whether or not he can go and get something for us, we will have to see, but it has been a very frustrating game. Hopefully we can pull it back in the cup. We would like to have a first real cup run. It is our 3rd season and the 2nd time we have played in a cup though, because when you're in the 3 league for some reason you just don't play in a cup. I don't know if there was some sort of qualifiers or something, but I did not see that. I don't know why. Here we are on the ball finally. Verlat finds Musonda down the line. Could have looked for Froling, but I guess not. 85 minutes gone here in this game. It might just be one of those where we've not been able to get into it at all, but we don't want this to become a bit of a pattern, especially in this game coming up next where it is knockout football. The full-time whistle is going to go shortly in this game. Will there be one final chance for us? It has been a very frustrating game. It doesn't look like there will be, and it is a 1-0 loss to Schalke here. And the team for this game against Arminia Bielefeld in the cup, I have gone with a bit of a tactical change. I am trying to see how this would work. It starts with Darning our backline of Verlat, Voet and Svetanovic. We've got Musonda, Jacobson, Christiansen, Danhoff, Philip ahead of them, and then 2 strikers of Wilhelmsen and Lugiki. This could be very, very interesting. Kick off here in this game against Arminia Bielefeld. This could get interesting as to what goes on. The tactical change, it's just one that felt like I'd go for, you know. I think we need to be a little bit more different, and I think Lugiki is a good striker, but he might play even better if he plays off of another player. So I think that's what we've got with him and Wilhelmsen in this game, and hopefully it does go on to work. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. It is only the cup we would like to win, and as well we will have the time in the second half to go and change if that is something we want to do. I guess we'll go a little bit more positive. I wish we had an average positions graph, especially for a game like this. I think it's very, very applicable to be able to have one to use, but if we're not going to have one, what can we do about that really? Jacobson on the ball here, down the left hand side, he tries to find Philip. What a ball that is, over the top. We're advancing down this right side, he cuts in, has the shot. What a goal it is from Philip there to make it 1-0. That is an incredible goal. You'd expect nothing less from David Philip here in this game. It's a lovely finish. What a ball it is over the top, but just to take on his man from here, the edge of the area, goes it's like a quick step over to the left, places it right in that bottom left corner. No mistake from him there, and that is a very good goal to open up the scoring here. I think he gets a very good benefit in this, Philip. A lot of it is kind of built around him now a little bit, because he does get the free role, and it is something I've wanted to try, but I think it's a role that, even though it's free, it only makes sense in very certain situations, and I think this is definitely one of them. The kind of the freedom to move around that midfield in those areas, and that's what he's done there, and I think it will definitely benefit him so much because he's so creative, such a good player, and I think it will make sense for him to have that role here in this game. Obviously, this is how we'll play in the attack on the left hand side, as you can see here, out of possession. The tracking back will be a little bit different, but we'll still have the strikers trying to get back in the parts of this game where they are needed to do that. Here's Svetinovic going to Voek. Will he go over to Vela on this left side? Voek steps up, nice little run there, finds Musonda. Now this is the only problem, we won't obviously have the runners down the kind of the wings, because we don't have the channel midfielders as much anymore. It could work out, it could not. May have to play some more early balls, but I think it worked out alright there. These guys have got some insane crossing abilities. Maybe they'll have to play as a bit more of a inverted wing back, step into the midfield, but we don't want to be left exposed to runners down the wings. I think it's something that does happen, so we have to be quite cautious of that, but it doesn't look like it's worked too bad at all in this game. Dan Huff was found there by the centre-backs. Centre-backs will probably have a bit more of a responsibility when we're in possession, because Dan Huff and Musonda on that far side will probably be looking to get a little bit more advanced. Here's Dan Huff. They can take on their players really well. Lugiki finds Musonda, he just puts it wide, so close to making it 2-0 here in this game. It's a lovely bit of play from everyone involved there, but not enough to go and get a second goal for us in this game. If we continue to play like this, then we will be going through to the next round of the DFB Pokal. Is there other games going on? There is. Teams are playing include Stuttgart, I can see there, RB Leipzig, Borussia Mönchengladbach are there as well. That's a big game between Wolfsburg and Union Berlin. No signs of Bayern Munich, potentially they've been knocked out. This is a round of 16. I do believe this is all the games. I don't see why it isn't. I think the last time when we got here it was the round of 16, so it would be pretty cool that we would be through already to a quarter final of the DFB Pokal, and I think this competition is made for some reason. There's not like a specific reason, but just teams seem to do well when it comes to the DFB Pokal. We had third division teams, second division teams in the last few seasons make it to the final, so it would make sense for us to go and have a cheeky run, especially with the form that we find ourselves in. Is that not a foul? I don't know what he's tripped over. This mistake I see too often, no matter who the goalkeeper is, if it's Reichard or Don, it goes in after 81 minutes here in this game, and we could be going potentially to our first extra time here. The good thing is about that, we'll take a look at this corner, nothing comes from it. The good thing is we've not made any changes yet. The game has just completely flown by. We will go and look to make a few now. Dulrich on here in this game. I am going to bring Wilhelmsen off. But I don't know who to bring on. I think I'm going to put Philip up top, and then into this spot I might put Buyokarsan. It could benefit him more, or I'll go with Froling instead. Buyokarsan, I don't know if it is the cup and we want to bring him on to have some minutes here, but he has been getting a lot of minutes. Has he been too effective with it? Really, I don't know if this will go to penalties straight away or to extra time. Whatever it goes to, we'll just have to prepare for, but Froling in that free role could definitely work out for him really well. Here is Arminia by the field on the attack here. There's a ball over the top. We've got to defend this, got to be careful in what we do here. It's going to go to the edge of the area. The shot goes in. Oh, that was close. I thought that had gone in. It was completely unmarked. He's hit it first time. Luckily, it did not go in. There's going to be one final chance here. Vela, what is he going to do with it? Is he going to go play this ball dead long and it's going to fall into the path of someone? He goes to Voet. Voet goes back to Vela, and that is the end of 90 minutes. We're going to go to extra time here in this game. It doesn't go to penalties, does it? I don't think, yeah, it doesn't. So we will go to extra time for the first time here as part of Borderline Glory. This will be very interesting. It's been a pretty competitive game, but you do do think that we should have taken this game and run away with it really, but we'll have to see what we can do in the remaining parts of it. Is down this right side, Arminia by the field looking to come and attack. We're going to have to do a little bit of defending to see if we can go and win this ball back, get it over the field and see what we can do from there, whether Philip will be benefiting by playing in the role there he is. Lugiki is still on some good energy levels, which is good to see. Voet is doing well as well. Maybe a centre-back change needed in this game. Can Froling get rid of that? He's not able to, but we're able to progress it now. And Dan Huff down this right side is advancing. He loses out on that in the end, and it will be a throw-in here in this game with some changes we'll need to make. I think we made 2 changes. I was going to say we've made 3, and the ones we'd make would be Dan Huff and Musander off. For fresh fullbacks would increase our chances very much of winning this game here. Here is Dan Huff. He finds who is it? It's Lugiki who scores. Lugiki does score here in this game. That is a massive goal for him. There is 5th goal in the DFB Pokal, and so many in the middle. He could not see who that was going to, but Dan Huff manages to get away, and he does play that ball into Lugiki, and maybe the 2 strikers has worked out here. It's just causing a bit more presence in the box, which I think could be beneficial. Instead of having maybe players at the back post, it's just central players, tall players as well, who can get in there. We will obviously have the fullbacks who will get in there at the back post anyway. It could be the tactic that we go for from this point on. I'll definitely give it a few games to see how it does go. It just creates that overload instead of the channel midfielders, but we'll have to see really how it will play out in the remaining parts of this game and in the few games coming up. Lugiki could be in here. He puts it just wide in the post. I think he's got quite a bit of potential, Lugiki. I will say it, because the reason he has been brought in is because I feel like we do him a bit harsh in terms of the minutes, but when you have a striker like Wilhelmsen who has done very, very well, it's kind of hard to give him minutes, because you just want to play all the best players. But I think them two next to each other could potentially work out. We'll bring on Kinsombi on that right hand side, potentially a centre back change. I'm going to leave Dan Huff on. He has had a good game. I'm going to leave Verlat on with all his experience. Don't know what's gone on there. Svetinovic's gone striker for some reason. I'm going to bring on Dulic at the back. He's not too sharp, but he has a bit more experience compared to some of the others in this on this bench, and Verlat as well we want to keep on over anyone else with all his experience to see out this game here, the first half of this extra time, and what has been a very, very eventful game. Looks like it will wrap up soon. Down this right side, the ball goes in, and we've not defended it, and it is 2-2 now in this game. I have just remembered we do get an extra change, so we could potentially be looking at another change here in this game. Could go to penalties. First time in a very, very long time we've had penalty shootout should it go there, but it's just frustrating because I do feel like we have been the better team in this game. What have we got remaining in this final 15 minutes? Here is Duric on the ball. Nothing comes from that in the end, up to 110 minutes. I may make an attacking change for a centre-back. Dan Huff is quite tired. I might just bring on someone, an attacker, for the penalties, or I might just make a straight swap there for Dan Huff. We'll have to see after this highlight, see what happens here. Dan Huff is in a bit of a deeper position. You can tell the fatigue is getting to him. Probably won't be starting the next game, which is fair. We do have a very capable player in Scholes who can start there. Kinsombi cuts in. Can he get the shot away? He does. Kinsombi does score. Forget penalties after 113 minutes. Kinsombi, as simple as that, just cuts in. He hits a little dance there. I don't know what you call that. It's very, very interesting, but he makes it 3-2 here in this game. What an eventful game it has been, and the best thing about it is if we can hold out in the final few moments of this game, we will be through to the third round, the quarter final of the DFB Pokal, which could be coming up potentially in the next episode. Voet plays Duric, and now Arminia by the field win it back, but Froling is on the ball. Philip Christiansen finds Lugiki, who's in behind. It's Froling for 4-2 here. He has the shot, and that is it. We have done it here in this game. Froling, Lugiki combining 4-2 now on the 120 minute mark. We have sealed the deal. Perfect performance really from this team, and we can be very happy. It's 4 goals in extra time, and we are through to the next round of the DFB Pokal. So there you have it, a massive win in the DFB Pokal. Next time we will be playing up against Eintracht Frankfurt. Hopefully a few wins in these games before that, and it's going to be a massive game. Definitely one we can get a result in. Let's go and see next episode if that happens. But if you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Make sure to join the Discord down below. I'll leave you with this little tune. I'll see you all for another video. Thank you. Bye bye.